help my mom right now. We are actually doing garden time. So it's been really frosty the few last nights, and now it's just getting so hot and warm. And I think it's supposed to end Friday, and we're at like Wednesday probably, and it's garden time. So
there you go.
Bye.
Hi guys, welcome back to Mulberry Branch Farm. So as you just heard from Josie, it's garden time, y'all. We are 2 days away from our frost-free date, and it looks like we're supposed to be getting a lot of rain. Today it's gonna be like the highs in the high 60s, almost 70, so I figure we're pretty safe. And since we are planting our raised garden bed, and I've amended the soil back here in our direct sow garden plot, I think we're gonna be okay. We're supposed to get a lot of rain, but with new seeds in here, that'll just help germinate. And with the raised garden beds, with a lot of these seed starts, I don't really need to worry about them drowning. I can monitor and trench and ditch as I need to, but I don't foresee that happening. So I'm gonna go ahead and start figuring out what I'm going to plant in each of my garden boxes, because I only have a few open and I have a lot more seeds to bring down, guys.
Oh, I don't have to be intense anymore. I got it.
One thing we do need to do though, I'm going to plant my raised garden beds today, but I'm also tackling this huge tilled up garden plot. And a lot of it's going to be corn, mostly sunflowers. I'll try to do my zinnias over here, gladiolas, pumpkins, watermelon probably. I might try to do watermelon in the raised beds, but guys, I usually do not have the best luck getting my watermelons to really take off and thrive in these garden beds. And while I hate having to rake out the mounds later on after the season's done, or this time next year when I'm planting or tilling, they just seem like they do better out here. So stick with us today, guys. Let's get our hands dirty, let's plant some food, and let's just have a lot of fun doing it. So while we've tilled our garden like 4 times, I always like to till right before I plant, just so that it's nice and soft, and that when I do go through with my seeder, it's not that big of a deal to actually make penetration into the soil. So let's get the tiller fired up. Let's get out there, because I think I've got a pretty good idea now of what I'm going to be doing down in the big garden plot, and I hope I find some cattle panels laying around here somewhere. I'm gonna have to go buy some, so that should give you guys a clue of some of the things we're gonna be doing down there today. Stick with us. Getting that stuff down here was a little bit of a struggle. So I did find my cattle panel, and yes, I'm taking a break. I got my cattle panel for T-post and my T-post driver. I have a vision this year. I usually don't have a vision for my garden. I am a get it out there, get it planted, and go from there. So I don't know if it's because we're doing the YouTubes now, or if I just have more time because we're quarantining, but I actually want to design this a little bit. I'd love to have a trellis in the front, and to have my loofah gourds go up that way, and then flowers all in the front and corn all in the back. I might take a break between the flowers and the corn to put my watermelons. There's a small corner over here that kind of just bumps in like right down through there, and I think I might put pumpkins there, but I'm pretty sure that pumpkins and watermelons are one of those things that do not make good neighbors because of cross-pollination. And the fact that we have 2 bustling hives of bees now, I feel like a lot of those being so close to one another are going to get pollinated. And it either makes the pumpkins taste like watermelon, or the watermelons taste like pumpkins. Or maybe that's cucumbers and watermelons. I don't know. I will double check on that. But I think that's what I want to do, guys. And like I said, I never have a vision, but I don't know if it's because I don't know. We're just gonna see how this goes. I might go through all this work trying to map it out and get my rows just right, and then at the end of this be like, I'm never doing that again. I'm gonna go back to being a wham bam and plant it, ma'am. So let's get to it, guys. I've got my my cedar over here laying on the ground. But I do love this thing. I just got it last year off of Amazon, and it makes my life a lot easier. Instead of running down and staking and stringing and hoeing, I don't really have to do that. This thing kind of does it for me. So I do go back and I mound up my corn because corn likes to be planted under a mound. So yeah, there's that. But what I do like about this thing is that it comes with a whole bunch of different wheels. So, and the wheels actually attach right in this area so that as we're moving, the belt pulls that wheel and makes it turn around, and you can see all these wheels have slots. It catches the seed and drops it, and it helps with your spacing. But you'll see like disc 4 is for beets, Swiss chard, and okra. I don't know if you guys can see that on there that says that, but each one is different. So it came with, and I don't think I have one on, so it came with 5 different wheels. So I'm going to be looking for the corn wheel. So beets, Swiss chard, okra, disc 2, beans, spinach, leeks, peas, baby lima beans, and this is tomato. So where is my, do I have it still on here? I do not. Guys, I'm gonna have to find it. It's always something. Okay, so maybe this thing is like riding a bike, but actually the wheel sets down right through here, and it looks like I've already got corn in there. The mounds in the middle will automatically be a break for me, so I won't have to stop with this and switch out for sunflowers, something that'll hold sunflower seeds versus like the corn. So that's part of the reason why we're doing the mounds in the middle, not to mention that putting melons or pumpkins in the middle, whichever I choose, it's going to create like a natural weed barrier for my corn. So it's the 3 sisters, and it's from an old Indian tale for corn, squash, and beans. And it's called the 3 sisters because you plant the corn grows up, you plant the beans along with the corn, and the corn acts as a stalk for the beans to climb up. And then you've got your squash that has these big broad leaves, and it spreads out in between your rows and creates a natural weed barrier. So hopefully with that, I won't have to till as much as I usually do, and who knows, maybe I'll be able to just do most of it with like a hoe, that because usually I don't know, sometimes I let it get out. I let this get away from me sometimes because we're all human, guys. So let's get to it. I can't wait for you guys to see the end result. It won't look like much when we're done, but give it a couple months and it's going to look beautiful. The corn's done. We got it all in. You guys can see, look at them pretty rows. Look at them. I'm pretty proud of them. So there's the corn. We went ahead and we did rake up the soil because while corn doesn't have to be mounded, it seems like it certainly appreciates it. So we do mound our corn, and now I get to do the fun part, which is right up here in the front, and that's design. And I'm an artsy fartsy person, so I'm excited, but I also am a perfectionist and tend to not be pleased with my work at the end. So fingers crossed that at the end of this, I like my end result. So here we go, guys. Let's finish up the direct sow garden plot. That wasn't so bad. Only a couple more things to plant. So we've got our sunflowers up here, guys, and I thought on the end it would be really fun to just throw in some zinnias, like that very last row, and they're green. So the way that I've done my sunflowers this year is the closer to the trellis it is, the taller. So I've got mammoths here like in the first 2 to 3, then second to last is like my medium sized ones that only get like 5 to 6 feet, maybe 10. And then you've got your little guys here at the end, which get anywhere from like 2 to 4 feet, and they've got the zinnias in with them, and it's mirrored like that on both sides of the trellis. So I'm really hoping that it comes in well, and I'm struggling with what to do right back here. There's like a big dead space, and on a homestead and a hobby farm, space that isn't being used is useless, and I don't like that. I have empty ground to plant something in, so I'm going to ponder. I feel like I might put gladiolas in here, or I might do a whole bunch of zinnias, but I have a lot. Look, that whole pack right there, all of that, those are all zinnias. I like zinnias a lot, but I was hoping maybe to do some plants down by my bees. So like I've got bee balm, butterfly bushweed, things like that. So we'll see. And I'm sorry about the wind, guys. It was beautiful like at the beginning of the day, and now it seems like it's wanting to push in that rain a little bit earlier. So I'm racing because I still haven't gotten those guys in over there. Ah, gotta hurry. All right, guys, take 2 on garden time. The daylight ran out on me yesterday. We decided to run out and do a couple of different errands and celebrate a couple things. Our state actually opened up, so we got to go to a restaurant, and well, it was a little weird. It was nice feeling back to normal, so we enjoyed our night, but that meant I had to cut some of this short last night. So we are finished planting our garden for the most part. I'm sure I will find other things that I want to plant or add to my menagerie of flora behind me, but I'm really happy with everything that we got in the ground. So you guys can see behind me, we've got tomatoes, and they're partnered up with our cucumbers. We've got our little makeshift trellis so that our cucumbers can climb up, and actually the cages for the tomatoes seem to be supporting that as well. I've got all of my strawberries, which you guys already knew I had those, but I did start some asparagus in there. They make great companion plants, and even though I know I won't get a harvest for a couple of years because those plants really need to have time to mature and take hold before they really yield a good harvest. Better late than never, guys. So we got our jalapenos. If you didn't get to see my seed haul video back in early spring when I kind of just showed everything that I'd hoped and planned to get in the ground this year, there's going to be a card up top here for you to click on. Go ahead and visit that because you'll be able to see some of the beautiful varieties of corn. And the reason I'm bringing that up, guys, is I'm really hoping this box right here behind me, it's got some of those beautiful varieties of corn. So we've got a purple corn, a red corn, and glass gem, which is just so gorgeous, so pretty. And since the raccoons seem to really enjoy raiding my corn that's out here in our direct sow plot, maybe I can baby this to where I'll actually get some corn from it. Beautiful corn, rainbow corn, which is even better. Then we've got just some boring old bell peppers back here. There's nothing really special about the variety, but we're excited to be growing our own food. And we've got cauliflower. We've got purple down on this side, white cauliflower over there. Then I've got butter lettuce that's going to be starting here. Now I did want to amend the soil here, but we have plans to remove my original chicken coop. It's really scary in here, guys. Like in there, which is now my garden shed, is scary. The floor is scary. Everything about it is scary. So because I think this is going to be going away, I'm not going to add soil to this because I'll probably end up moving it in the next year or so. And why add soil to something I know is going to be moved and only make it more heavy? So I just went ahead and threw some butter lettuce in there. No starch, just direct sowed it. Then here we've got some of the yellow pear, the really small yellow tomato plants. Now the tomatoes that I have over here are Mortgage Busters and Roma. I didn't label them, just kind of like to have a surprise when they come up. And of course, anybody that's been sticking around with us knows we've got kohlrabi, fancy broccoli, regular broccoli, and we've got our big Boston lettuce and arugula. I have rainbow carrots this year, guys. So I went ahead and did my kaleidoscope carrots here. This year I did the carrot tape. I don't know how I feel about that. I usually have okay luck with direct sowing carrots anyways, but they didn't have direct sow for kaleidoscope. They had the tape, so I caved and got the tape because it was pretty. We did get our peas strung up here so they've got something to grab. And as they grow up, we'll move those strings up on these little holders. And that's pretty much it, guys. Oh, one more thing. Two more things. While we do have pumpkins up here, so I was a little confused about the cross-pollination. I knew it was something to do with watermelons. Well, it's watermelons and cucumbers from what I read and kind of did my research last night as I was laying in bed trying to go to sleep. Those are the two that if they cross-pollinate, they affect the way that each other tastes. So I just went ahead and planted my pumpkins here. There are 5 different types of varieties here. There's whites, blues, some of the big Cinderella pumpkins, some of the regular jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. So there's a lot of different, Big Max pumpkins are in here as well. So I'm excited about that. And back in my trellis, I got my loofah gourds on both sides there. And I planted some zinnias because why not? They were beautiful pink and purple zinnias, and I just went ahead and spread them along each mound. And if you guys saw yesterday, corn's in the back. Now the corn that we have back here this year is that glass gem, the red, the purple, and then on this side of the field I've got ambrosia corn. So that's just regular white looking corn. But I don't know what was wrong with me. I bought like 6 other packets of corn, and I don't have any room for them. So next year I need a bigger garden, number 1, and number 2, somebody close to me is going to get a whole lot of free corn seeds. So sunflowers on both sides of the trellis. I have a whole lot more zinnias and pollinator friendly seeds that I'm going to start, but that's for another video. It has to do with down by the beehives. Probably going to go down there this afternoon and check and see if we need to add another super to our newest hive, which they seem like they're thriving, but I just want to check the frames to see how it's going. But so if you want to see that journey, stay tuned, guys. That video's coming. We got a whole lot happening around the farm. We've got Raven getting ready to have babies. We've got the garden going. Turkey keeps setting on eggs. So there is just a whole lot happening. So you don't want to miss any of it. So what does that mean? That means if you like the video, let me know you like the video. Leave us a like, drop us a comment. What are you growing? If you haven't met your frost-free date yet, if you're more northern than Indiana, my heart goes out to you, but you guys stick in there. Warm weather's coming. Your turn to get your hands dirty and to plant some food is just around the corner. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to look at all these other homesteaders videos that are coming out about the yields that are happening in their own backyard on their own homestead. So guys, if you found it, if you liked it, if you liked me, go ahead, subscribe. If you want to follow us on Facebook or Instagram, that's going to keep you very up to date. There are real-time updates there, and we really enjoy interacting with you guys there as well. So follow us there. But until next time, guys, thanks for being with us again today. Bye.